Number one reason why men watch YouTube videos is boobs. Unfortunately, the BMW 2 Series Active Tourer hasn't got any. Luckily, I do, so hopefully they'll keep it interesting in addition to boobs. In this video, I will briefly discuss the exterior, the interior, all the practicalities that you need. I will take this car for a quick spin. I will launch it to see just how quick it is, because why not? So that you can decide with confidence if this premium MPV is something you should consider over yet another SUV. So, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Now this car is a little bit like a woman with no boobs and no silhouette, but a big booty. If you think about it, it can potentially be a very strong selling point, because let's not forget, different horses for different courses, and let's not judge. It's not too hard to be the winner in this body segment, because there's not much going on when it comes to competition. We do have the butt ugly Mercedes B-Class. What's with the butts and boobs today? Anyway, the previous generation of this car, well, it wasn't pretty, so things have certainly improved, and it was actually the very first front-wheel drive BMW. Oh, shocking, not. Anyway, this looks more like a swollen, inflated hatchback. Now the color helps, the luxury line trim helps, I think the big grille helps. Now, what do you think about the look of this car? Is it gorgeous or is it not? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. Under the bonnet, I've got a petite 1.5 litre turbocharged petrol engine, but I also have an electric motor. This is a plug-in hybrid. And when you look at this car, you probably think, oh, it's got probably, what, 150 horsepower? Well, I will surprise you. The total power is 326 horses and 477 Newton meters of torque. Now, all drive system and 7-speed automatic gearbox do come as standard. In this model, you can also get the mild petrol or diesel. Actually, from what I'm hearing, Volvo will discontinue selling diesel cars altogether in some markets. Yet another advantage for BMW. Enough about the numbers, under the bonnets. Right, let's check just how much we can fit in this big mama. The boot space is 406 liters. It's not bad, but it's far from being amazing. Luckily, the shape of the boot is very practical. It is also sitting lower than most of SUVs, which means you can easily slide items in and take them out. But BMW could have done a little bit better with that boot space. Anyway, that's enough about the boot space. Time to inspect the passenger seat. You can't adjust the seat, so it is what it is, and it's actually all right. I've got plenty of room for my legs, plenty of headroom. I do love this panoramic sunroof, middle seat. It's actually all right because the floor here is nearly flat, but you can only fit in a slim adult. Now, what is a little bit disappointing is that with this model, you can't get the 7-seat option. Food for thought, BMW, an MPV, 7 seats, no rocket science. But overall, the space here is lovely. We've got a couple of USB-C ports. The leather is, of course, just as lovely as it is in the front. I approve. Okay, this car feels very comfy, fluffy to drive. you don't really feel bumps, potholes and imperfections. It actually feels rather premium. As you trot around town on electric only, of course, it is silent, noiseless, emissions free, at least this is what we're told to believe. And then you switch to the combustion engine, and by the way, that switch is seamless. You don't know when it's happening. You hop on the motorway, you pick up quite a bit of speed, and it remains peaceful and quiet. Great long distance cruiser. Actually, this generation of the 2 Series is far more superior than the previous one, which was, well, let's be honest, just all over the place. Exactly like the X1, a huge improvement. I have reviewed the X1 recently, so if you still insist on an SUV, knock yourself out. I'll put a link to the video somewhere on the screen. The cabin is very similar, if not identical, to the latest X1, and that is a compliment. The quality of the materials, the fit and finish is very good. Nothing squeaks, nothing wobbles, everything is well put together. I'm hearing that BMW no longer uses real leather in their cars, but this leather looks and feels alright, so fewer cows killed is fine by me. I do like the steering wheel, feels meaty in your hands. Shortcut buttons, clean and simple layout. I mean, it's a German car, of course. Let's quickly jump into practicality. Large bottle of water it is. You can easily fit it in the door bin. You've got more space than here. Pop the bottle in here, very good. A couple of USB-C ports. You don't have a pocket here, but you have a large shelf, which can be good and it can be, well, troublesome because you can check all your clutter, but then it is on display. But as you can see, I keep it nice and tidy. Tidy home is a happy home. Now I've got this old stuff for your mobile phone. This is wireless charging, I like it. Pop your mobile in there, lock it so it doesn't travel around. I like that. Glove box, medium size, very good. This is a touch screen, so it sort of blends into one screen. And this is the latest BMW iDrive 8. Well, obviously BMW. No, it's Mercedes iDrive. No, so it's the iDrive 8. Now, if you're used to the previous system, it'll just take a bit of time to get your head around, but it happens very, very quickly. The system itself is just brilliant. It's pretty, it is quick, it's very intuitive. You've got lots of options, but it's not hard to find these options, okay? Let's have a look at the map, which is crisp, crystal clear, and it responds to the touch of your finger right away, immediately. I wish men were so responsive to women's commands, but anyway, so you can see very good. Options, fuel economy, 7.2 liters. Numbers don't lie, do they? No, very, very good. You can plug in your iPhone or your Android and you don't need a cable, it will happen wirelessly. But quite frankly, why would you want to do that? I prefer this system. It's just nicer, it's easier. Let's look at the cameras. Oh, these are very good. Boom, boom. You see, crisp, crystal clear. Yeah, parking this car. It's just a breeze, okay? Very good. Now, as you notice, there's no physical buttons here, with just very, very few physical buttons. So climate control, you operate using the touch screen. But actually, it's not too distracting whilst you're driving. You also have improved voice command. So, BMW, please turn down the temperature.
Please try again, or say help.
I just said improve, well, clearly it's not improved. Hey, BMW, turn up the temperature.
I didn't quite understand you again. Maybe these...
Right, I take that back. No, you see, I just rely on my fingers. Very, very good. You do have shortcut buttons down here. You've got access to cameras, driving modes, some car settings. You also have a physical knob for volume. That's very, very useful, okay? You've got a track change as well here. Overall, the cabin, well made. It's a little bit elegant, a little bit sporty, it's simple, it's clean, and it fits the nature of this car perfectly. The steering here is on the lighter side, but it is responsive and just does the job. It is easy to drive this car. It is easy to maneuver it in and out of car parks. I've got a good turning circle, great visibility, big rear window, smashing cameras. What a peculiar choice of words. Smashing, so that you don't smash anything else. On a twisty road, this car is no sports animal, but it handles very well. There's no body lean, and it actually can handle corners. And the all-wheel drive system gives you that extra feeling of safety and stability. Now, when you flick this car to a sport mode, the suspension is much firmer but still comfy. And since it is a BMW, I'm going to floor it. It is surprisingly punchy. The response is instant. It makes even me blush. Now, the electric motor is located at the rear axle, which means the power is often sent to the back wheels, which means it will make this car feel sportier than expected. Now, the gearbox responds quickly and smoothly, not just on the upshift, but also on the downshift, in all driving modes. After all, it is a BMW gearbox. Although the previous generation, the gearbox was a little bit lousy, so well done, BMW. The declared 0 to 100 is just 5.5 seconds, although I believe it is being calculated when using the magic button called Boost that you get with the paddle shifters. Now, I don't have the paddle shifters. Clearly, I have received a peasant version, but hi. Beggars can be choosers, so let's go. We're gonna flick it into sport mode. Auto hold is deactivated. Foot on the brake, foot on the throttle. Come on, you German Sheila. Pick it up, Cupcake. Now it's your time to shine. Right. Sometimes you press go and it says no. 5.7 seconds. Without the boost button, actually, it's not bad. God almighty, the quest to be the fastest, to be the best, sometimes turns me into a muppet. Anyway, the top speed is 205 kilometers an hour. Now, 5.7 seconds, 1.5 litre engine, BMW. Not bad, not too shabby at all. I like it. Electric range is 90 kilometers, 60 miles. The reality is somewhere around 80 kilometers, 50 miles, but this is still a very good result because it means in many cases you will get away with driving on electric only. If you've got access to free chargers or perhaps you can nick some power from the office, your driving costs you nothing. It certainly doesn't cost you an arm or a leg. Now, to charge the battery, it will take you just 2.5 hours using a wall box at home, for example, 7.4 kilowatt hours. But if you decide not to charge your battery at all, because you're lazy like me, you will use fuel consumption is 7 liters. That is a combination of a congested city, motorway, and B roads. Not bad. So, should you consider this premium MPV? Well, it is not exactly a sexy, sleek coupe with a beautiful silhouette that you can fantasize about at night, but neither is an SUV. Besides, we can't all be this fortunate, and these cars serve a different purpose. Now, this is not everybody's cup of tea, yet it is an interesting alternative. It is elegant, it is practical, and actually far more convenient than an SUV if you carry elderly parents and or children, simply because getting in and out of here is easier. So if you're looking for a premium, comfy, practical family car, then the answer is absolutely yes. You should consider this car. That's it for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!